What's up, everybody? Today we're going to talk about the files, and I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I was actually like generally terrified when I read through all this. Not even really read through. I was just going on Twitter looking at all the highlights. And I'm gonna be honest. I generally was terrified. Like I was so scared that the night that I went through all this stuff, I slept under my covers, bro. Like that is how like scared I was. I don't even know why. Because when you're scared as a kid, you go under the covers to feel safe. No monster could get you. They can't see you. That is how scared I feel, bro. That is how terrible. I am an 18-year-old grown man hiding under his cover so he goes to sleep because he's generally terrified. What was I even scared of? I don't know. It's not like they can get me. You don't, or at least I don't think so. But it was generally so. I don't know, man. It generally just terrified me, and I just wanna talk about my thoughts and all this and all this evil stuff that is going on in the world. First thing I want to talk about is Donald Trump here. Now, Donald Trump's name was mentioned thousands of times in these files. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that every allegation against him is true, but the fact that he's mentioned over 1,000 times, it leads to the fact that he's not as innocent as he might say he is. I'm sorry, but if your names are mentioned in those files, there's a chance you're guilty. If they're mentioned multiple times, there's even a higher chance of you being guilty. There's something. I don't think they're given the full story. I mean, come on, his name was mentioned there by victims, by anonymous tips, by all these people, by Jeffrey. Like his name was there over 1,000 times. I don't know. Yeah, even if you want to say 50% of it is fake, that still leaves hundreds of allegations that might actually be true. And if any of them are true, even just one of them is true, he cannot be in office. Like he generally cannot be in office. Like generally, someone who does those things, or like any of them, like a single thing, just one allegation to be true, he shouldn't be in office. Like he cannot be in office anymore. There's just no way you can be in office after doing that. That is just some sick stuff. I don't know how he. I don't even know how he's in office right now. I don't know how he's not like on a temporary leave, but he's still in office. But if any of this like at all gets proven true, he generally cannot be in office, bro. Like he generally just can't. All right, next up, Elon Musk. Elon Musk has been constantly saying that actually Jeffrey Epstein was trying to get me into his island, but I declined multiple times. Is that right, Elon? Elon, you're not slick, Elon. You're not slick. This is an email from Elon Musk to Jeffrey Epstein, probably just telling me what day and night will be the wildest party in your island. Does this sound like somebody who's rejecting going to his island? No, this sounds like somebody who desperately wants to go there. This is from 2012. There are emails from like 2013, 2012, 2014 about them contacting each other and Elon wanting to go to his island. Now, I don't know if this email is like 100% true. I'm pretty sure it is, but there is a chance that it's not. And also, there's a chance, not a chance, but what Elon could have said that maybe I could have believed was that he was trying to go to the island, trying to record it with like secret glasses or contacts that record stuff, and then find like evidence and record it and just try and criminate these people and Jeffrey Epstein. Maybe. I don't think that's possible. I don't think that's likely. But there is a chance that maybe he was just trying to go there to try and criminate people. Maybe, who knows? But I highly doubt it because Elon Musk, whether or not he wanted to go or he didn't go, he still very much knew about what was going on. And the fact that no one, and I'm not just talking about Elon Musk, I'm talking about anyone who generally knew what was going on and they didn't say a thing, whether you went to that island or not, the fact that you knew you didn't say a single thing, you should just lose your whole career. Like whether you're an actress or the movie director or a big CEO, like generally they don't deserve to have any career like at all. They don't deserve that. You're literally the amount of things that was apparently happening. It's just like you don't deserve to like ever like work. Like you don't like you just like no, bro. Like no, just no. And if you precipitate in any of that, you should go to jail. Like generally go to jail. Another thing I want to talk about is this real quick. Pizzagate is real. FC Island is real. Hollywood, Peter Lynn are real. The Calvinists and their ritualistic sexual abuse, the mirror, the rape, the torture, all of their monsters, and their God is Satan. This tweet right here summarizes what people have been saying for like the last decade of how Hollywood, musicians, politicians, basically people in power, they're all in some sort of cult. They do rituals, they sacrifice babies, they probably they probably eat other people, and they're murderers, they rape, they torture, and all of this is probably I made. And they do all this sort of stuff. And the Epstein files basically confirm this. Like they do. Like even if you don't want to say that they're not like they don't do rituals, they do rape, they do sexual abuse. Let's face it, someone probably got killed and they probably covered it up because of their money and power, and they definitely do all this terrible stuff. Even if you want to say, no, they don't kill babies, they don't eat babies, they don't do all this terrible, they don't sacrifice babies. They still did, this, and that. Like, they still did terrible things. Even if they're not doing all these other things, they're still doing all these awful things, and that is like just insane. The fact they can just get away with that is just like crap, man. Like damn, like what are we supposed to do? Which brings me to this tweet right here. This stuff is crazy. These people are literally eating babies. What do we even do? And the response was, we don't stand a chance. They're way too powerful. And I find it kind of humorous how the response was stand up. And Loki, he might be right. Like they might be right. Whatever this person is, they might be right because he's like, I don't know. But generally, what do we do though? Stand up how though? Like what are we supposed to do? Like generally, we can't do anything. Bro, this is like generally what are we supposed to do? Like actually, like people in the White House, Hollywood, billionaires, all these people are in on it. They know whether it's left or right, or is your movie directors or actresses. These people are in it. They know, and that is just like damn. What do you even do? Like what can I do? What can anyone do? The best we can do is like really pray and hope that these people will face consequences for the actions for everything they've done. That is all we can really do and hope for. Another thing is like were all the world wars just human sacrifices to bow? And it does make you think of like how far does the rabbit hole really go? Like if right now there are these elites, politicians, and all these stuff, and billionaires and rich people, celebrities right now who are basically in control of the world. And by in control, I mean they control what we consume, what movies we watch, what shows we watch, what games we play. Which on a side note, the one of the Rockstar heads, like one of the ex Rockstar heads from Rockstar Games, was in the island, and it's just like at this point, who's not in this island, man? Like I don't know. But the point is like if all these people right now control the system, they control the system. How far has this rabbit hole really gone? Like, were all the world wars just sacrificed to their false god? Like, right now, they're sacrificing people and babies to their fake god Baal because, they're evil. And the Bible warns us about this, right? But how far has this been going on for? Like, do you really think that all the world wars, both of them were just sacrifices to this false god? Do you really think that it was like, do you really think these wars were planned so that humans would die and, sacrifice to this false god? Like, I don't know. Like, we're talking hundreds of years, almost 100 years now of like, how big is this rabbit hole? Like, what I mean is like, how far does it go up to the point of like elites and people in these cults who sacrifice to these false gods and who rape children and do these terrible stuff? How far has this been going? How long has it been going on for? Like, generally, how long has it been going on for? I don't know. I don't know. Which leads to a tweet by Nicki Minaj of like, your favorite artist has been practicing rituals and satanic cult where they take babies from other countries and mutilate and kill them as a form of blood sacrifices to their god. You see, their master Satan, you must constantly shed blood, however the jig is up. Holy crap! Like that generally, like this is something again that I've been talking about. People have been saying this for years now, and it's not just like the conspiracy theories. These people from like, like other celebrities, boxers, actors, actresses, like they've been saying this for years. That Hollywood, that these politicians, these elites, they're doing this stuff. They're killing people. They're sacrificing people for their god, who's Satan, who's all these stuff, and they're doing this. Why are they doing this? I don't know. Maybe to keep. I think they're probably doing it to keep their power and also to do their pleasure. These fantasies these people have. I think the Epstein Island was a place where all these elites could go and fulfill their fantasies, their sexual desires, their filthy desires, their sinful desires, to have intercourse with someone who's not your wife and to do all these crazy stuff with other people, or to have to do like terrible stuff that I don't even want to say. That was a place where all these people did all that, and they sacrificed people to their gods so they can keep their money, their power, their influence. It's just insane. Like how far does the rabbit hole really go? Who knows, really? Which leads me to another thing. There was this movie called, I forgot what it was called. I think it's called like Into the Wind. And apparently in this movie, it's basically what's happening right now of like, these elites, these famous people, rich people, who are basically in a code who hide their mask and do all these terrible stuff to people. They get to sacrifice babies or kill people or, rape people, do whatever they want to people. And they get to do it because they hide their identities and right now they're running the system. Like I said, these are the people that decide what you consume. And these are the people that are kept in power. Because, I don't know. It's just crazy of like, yeah, I just do not know anymore. Like, apparently, the director of this movie died days after its release. At this point, I'm not even gonna put it past that he was killed. Like, I know that apparently he had history of heart attacks and all that, but like, I'm just saying, man, like, this is just insane to me. And it's not just like I feel like there's every industry out there. Like, it's not just Hollywood. It's not just like it's everyone. This is every industry out there. This is probably this is the gaming industry. This is the freaking Simpsons creator was there too. So this isn't just Hollywood. This isn't just big celebrities. This is almost every system from politicians. Hollywood directors, actors, actresses, lawyers, doctors. Famous doctors there probably includes lawyers too. Like billionaires. This probably also includes the adult star industry. Like this includes every industry, the gaming industry. Like this includes everyone. And it's just insane of like how many people know what's actually going on. How many people precipitating all this. Like I don't even know what's going on anymore. Like you generally don't even know. Even if you want to say all these people aren't actually, sacrificing to their false god, okay, take away the satanic rituals, which we know are happening. Take away that these people are still like doing awful things, and they're all being a part of it. They're all doing this because they can get away with it because they have money and influence, and they can get away with that. That's why they're doing it. They're doing it because they have these desires and they're evil, and they know that they can get away with it because they're rich and famous, and they can do whatever. They can bribe whoever, they can say whatever, and they probably do hide their masks or something, so no one actually really knows their identities. But yeah, this is just insane what's going on right now. We don't even know what probably was going to happen in the next couple of days. Like this is just insane. All right, listen, this is definitely going to sound like a conspiracy theory. And I'm not really a conspiracy theories. I enjoy conspiracy theories, but I don't really make any of my own because at the end of the day, either something's true or it's not. And this is something I probably do think is not true, but I just can't get it out of my head of like, what if this is why Charlie Kirk was murdered, assassinated? I'm starting to think that maybe Charlie Kirk wasn't assassinated, but just this one person who decided to just kill him. I'm starting to think that maybe it might have been Israel, or it might have been these elites that are part of this whole code and stuff. I'm starting to believe that it's one of the two, or it's both, because I don't know. I don't know why. It makes me question things of like, crap, man. The reason I believe this is because Charlie Kirk, whether you like it or not, this dude was massive. Like Charlie Kirk is way bigger than I actually thought he was. His freaking Jubilee video has over 40 million views on YouTube. That's not even including the billions of views he probably got from TikTok or Instagram videos or whatever else. He started his own organization or company. Like this dude was bigger than I actually even thought. And he's definitely a huge reason why Donald Trump is in office right now. Because Charlie Kirk helped influence a whole generation of young people to vote for Donald Trump and to agree with his ideals of the Republican ideals and why they're the best for the country. Charlie Kirk did that. I'm starting to think that Israel. He was a big defender of Israel, but then clips starting to show up of like he's taking like he's not that he's not defending Israel, but he was starting to question Israel and say all these things about Israel and basically almost turn his back on Israel. I wouldn't say 100% completely that's what he was doing, but it definitely seemed like all these clips of him saying all this stuff. Like maybe he was not. He obviously isn't agreeing with everything that Israel is doing. Now I don't know how, but apparently Israel is actually behind everything. I really don't know how, but Israel definitely probably is behind a lot of stuff. And so are these elites of billionaire politicians, Hollywood stars, and rich people, and all these stuff. I believe that he was killed by one of those. I believe that it was either Israel or it was, you know, these elites who killed him. Whether it was politicians, whether it was someone else, I don't know. Whether it was Israel, I believe they killed him. And you know why I think they killed him? Because of his influence. Charlie Kirk managed to influence a whole generation to vote for Donald Trump. A lot of young people voted for Donald Trump because of Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk is probably the reason why Donald Trump is in office right now. I'm telling you right now that if Charlie Kirk was for the opposite party and he was, a liberal instead of being a Republican, I'm telling you right now, if he was on the other side of the political spectrum, they would be in office right now because this man was huge. This man had big influence on the political parties. Like he was definitely like he's way bigger than even I thought he was. He was huge. His influence could have gotten even bigger if he continued living. I'm telling you right now, I'm starting to think that maybe Israel or these elites generally killed him because of his influence. His influence was massive. You don't think that if Charlie Kirk wanted to, he could have influenced our whole generation to go against Israel, to not agree with Israel? You would think Israel would want that? No, they wouldn't. You would think Charlie Kirk, if he knew all this like all these codes and elites and all this stuff, you don't think he would like say that and like influence a whole bunch of people to stop supporting these elites or to do all this stuff? I'm starting to think that if Charlie Kirk could have generally influenced a whole generation of people to, he could have like, what I'm trying to say is he had so big influence. His influence could have gotten even bigger. And that's the type of influence he could have used that influence to go against Israel, to go against these elites, to go against politicians. He generally could have done that because that's how massive he was getting, that's how massive he was. He could have gone even bigger. I don't know what I'm trying to say makes any sense, but what I'm trying to say is that there's a chance that I believe that. I don't actually believe it. It's just a conspiracy theory of what if these elites, what if Israel, what if someone hadn't killed because of his influence? Because his influence was simply too big, and if he ever decided to turn on, let's say, the Republican Party, or he ever decided to fully turn on Israel, then these sides, then people, then a whole millions of other people will agree with him and turn on them as well. That's how much of an influence he had. I believe that's how much of an influence he could have had, and it's maybe that's probably why he could have been killed. I'm not saying that's true. I'm just saying, yeah, that's probably is. I'm pretty sure he was killed because this one guy decided to kill him because he didn't like what he said. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. But it's just all these ethnic fights are making me question things of like, what if maybe that isn't true? What if someone in the White House? What if the elites? What if Israel? Someone big out there hadn't killed because his influence was simply getting too big, and they didn't like that. I don't know. I don't know. And if he was able to, they didn't like that because if he opposed them, then they're done for because his influence was just that big. Like he really was. I don't know though. It's just a thought, I guess. It's definitely a conspiracy theory. There's literally no way to confirm any of this. I don't know. I'm definitely wrong. I probably am. But I'm just saying, like, I'm not some crazy conspiracy theories, but I'm just looking at all this and I'm like, now that I think about it, what if Charlie Kirk was actually assassinated because of his influence? Because he was a massive influence on Donald Trump and the Republican Party. If Charlie Kirk turned on Israel, if Charlie Kirk turned on all these elites and politicians, like he could have turned on Trump. Loki, he probably could have. Like if Charlie Kirk turned on Trump, let's say Charlie Kirk was alive right now, and then in the next couple of years, in the next election, he turns on Trump or the Republican Party. The Republican Party ain't winning the next election. Charlie Kirk was massive. He's way bigger than I even thought he was. So I don't know. I don't know. That's just me going crazy here. These files have generally just made me think crazy and thinking this stuff. I don't know. That's just my theory of like, I don't know. What if he generally was assassinated because of his influence? Because his influence was just getting too big for Israel or for these elites to like could Donald Trump didn't want to do it? Who knows, bro? Like at this point, I'm not putting it past nothing that it was Donald Trump or there someone these elites politicians who had him killed because influence was just getting too big. And if he wanted to, he could have turned the whole generation against these people. He could have. I'm just saying. But yeah, that is me. That is enough of me just basically talking about this. This stuff is just insane, and these people are evil. And may God forgive us all, and may God show His wrath on these people. So yeah, thank you for watching, and God bless.